Geoff, can you talk a little bit about where you think the legal finance industry is going over the next 5 or 10 years?
The legal industry more generally is the one thing that's going to happen is it's going to change, and it's going to change quite radically. I mean, as I say, I was partner for 30 years at Freshfields, and how you would have predicted the legal market at the start of that time is very different from what it turned out to be at the end of that time. So one of the things you always need to be doing is ensure that you are mindful of changes in the market, and you're organizationally flexible to take advantage of those changes. I think that in all likelihood, next 5 to 10 years, that legal finance will be an ever more sophisticated offering, and I think there'll be ever more sophisticated demands of it. I think global will be the norm. We probably see the industry at the moment as US and increasingly Europe, but you look at markets like Asia, growing markets, but they're markets where the litigation risk profile in some of those Asian jurisdictions is very high, and those are the exact markets where corporates will be looking for support, will be looking for assistance in help sharing and mitigating that risk. I mean, there are going to be challenges. We already have lots of discussion about should the industry be regulated and how. And if regulation is brought in, is that regulation targeted at protecting those who are perhaps less sophisticated users of the market and might need some protection, or as some would hope, is regulation that puts some restraints on the availability of finance and thereby inhibit the bringing of claims by those who will otherwise not be able to do so if they didn't have funding. So there's that issue is there, and that issue is there now, and we need to see how those changes develop. And I think, as we've also discussed, I think law firms will increasingly be looking for different forms of external financing, to support them grow their business in what will be a fast-changing and ever more competitive market. They can't stand still. The existing or the structure that's been in place for many firms over decades of hourly rates and annual paying out profits every year to partners, not developing the capital needed for investment, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, those things are changing and will continue to change. So I think we'll sit looking at a product which is only going to increase in demand, and we won't be talking frankly, we're not talking now about just mitigating the cost risk for entities, but we certainly won't be having that conversation in 5 years' time. It'll be much more sophisticated than that.